The community plan update will be a roadmap that drives City Council and staff priorities over the next 10 years. City staff often presents a lot of technical information and data about the need for affordable housing. But here to express it in their own words are the residents involved in the Plan Sedona work group about how affordable housing is necessary for a livable community for all.
I've become aware of the critical shortage of workforce housing in our town. And I am concerned because we were in the hospitality business. We found that providing housing for key employees was a great way to attract and retain good people. Not everyone can do that, but with the advent of short-term rentals, the options for lower and middle rental properties have gone away. And so the city, because they are restricted at the state level, has gone ahead and created some great ideas for how to address the shortage in our town. I hope that you will consider these ideas and support them as I do.
In 2016, I moved here as a retiree, and quickly I heard stories from the locals that Sedona used to be full of families, the schools were full, the parks were full of kids. And, you know, I understood the stories, but it's like times change. So I discounted it. And then I heard the survey that was done in 2020 that a lot of people can't afford to live here. And so a lot of people are commuting from Cottonwood to come do their job in Sedona. And I was like, well, you know, I had to commute for my job. It's a beautiful drive from Cottonwood. What's the problem? I kind of discounted it. But now we have short-term rentals, and they have just destroyed Sedona. All the people who couldn't afford to live here, well, they are gone. They have left the state. Friends of mine have left the state. Many of them moved to Cottonwood. And so we say, okay, they can commute, but they're not going to. Cottonwood is growing. Cottonwood is building an industry. They're going to get those jobs right there. And I see it. It's not just the tourism is being affected. Restaurants are closed more days than they used to be. The CVS pharmacy is only open certain days or certain hours. We're seeing it at the grocery store. It's affecting us as residents, and we need to recognize it and step up and look for solutions to bringing affordable housing into Sedona. And I've changed my mind. I am committed to that, and I want everyone else to join us to find that solution.
My wife Karen and I retired here in Sedona 25 years ago. You may have noticed I'm no longer a spring chicken, and if lucky, my wife and I will live and age in Sedona another 10 years at least. 10 years ago, we also were involved in the community plan, but not much concerned about the housing issue. Today, like some of us here, we are also faced with a significant downsizing issue. There are any number of reasons. Economic, because of fixed income and inflation. Health-wise, we can no longer care for a large home. Social, because we don't care to engage in large-scale activities anymore. Regardless of the reason, many of us do not want to leave our friends and relationships in Sedona. We need to raise our voices a little and participate in helping restructure the housing stock so that there's something there when we need it. Thanks for helping us all deal with the aging inevitability. Thank you.
To me, where the lack of diversity of housing in Sedona has the most significant impact is with regard to young families here. We've seen a number of our own personal friends have to move out because they were displaced because of housing decisions made by their owners or landlords, etc. So it's been really hard to see my daughter, who has grown up here, lose friends and classmates, and me to lose the parent friends that we've lost. So that's been really difficult, and to see the enrollment in our schools go down because young families just can't afford to stay here. On the flip side, we also know a number of families who are able to stay in Sedona because they're able to rent part of their home or part of their property either short-term or long-term, to supplement their income. So it's both sides of the coin. But in any event, having diversity of housing really, I think, will help younger people and young families to be able to survive and thrive in Sedona. And I think that helps all of us.
Housing diversity is people diversity. People with different races, different incomes, and different ages. It's what makes a vibrant community. So added to our problems in Sedona with limited land and high costs, we have the legislature that has reached their arm into Sedona and limited what we can do. But we're not helpless. There are many things that we can do because other communities are struggling with this very same issue in Sedona, in our country, and even globally. There are some excellent ideas out there on how we can make room for our neighbors. And the community plan is trying to address just that. But it will take us. It will take us to think broadly and to think in 10 years and to recognize that our old model just won't work. So I hope you will be open and excited about looking at these new possibilities so that we can house our neighbors.